We're live from Workvine 209. Welcome everybody to
Let's go.
the Hey, welcome everybody to the show. Man, it's been a busy day today, and it was just like so many things that's been happening. And I was like, man, we got to start the videos. And it's kind of funny to me because I forgot, but it's all good. Welcome to the Eric and Linda Live show. I'm Eric.
And I'm Linda. Welcome. So we have an exciting guest today, and Eric's going to introduce him, but let me take care of some prelim show information. We're from Tracy, California, Workline 209. We're a co-working space, and in our pivot, we started these live shows, and with the help of Shell T, we produced something more better for this year, 2021, and with a little spice and a little kick, thanks to Shell T. And so now we have commercials in our show. Anyhow, we also have a game that we incorporated into our live shows, and it's called the Numbers Up game. We've been playing it ever since we started this show. And if you guess a number from 1 through 50, and it matches the number that I picked through my little bingo ball thing,
Roller,
whatever it's called. And if you don't go over the number, you have a chance to win a $10 Amazon gift card. And so we'll announce when to put those numbers in the chat, and you have to be present to win. So that'll be coming up. Anyhow, Eric?
Yeah, just a little bit about Workvine 209. We're a co-working space located in Tracy, California. I think Linda told you we were in Tracy, but we're for remote workers. So a lot of people learned about what remote work is like right now. And we're pretty busy, actually, because I think people learned that remote work, they can be a little more productive. But now they're productive in their home. And so they're sitting on the couch, they're watching TV, they're dealing with kids because kids are at home due to COVID. And so there's a lot of distractions. So I think right now, business for us is picking up. If you're looking for a space, an office, a meeting space, contact us, Workvine 209.
Yes.
And we're also, part of our purpose in Workvine is, helping entrepreneurs. I mean, we have a passion to help people start businesses, grow businesses, launch businesses. We had a young man come in just the other day, went to school with our son.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, hey, I want to start a business. Came in, he was excited. And I was like, what do you want to do? And I asked him, I said, well, where's your business plan? Let me take a look. He's like, business plan? I was like, yeah, you got to start somewhere. We got to get it on paper. And so, and not all the time. And it's a smart kid, but sometimes, we miss it if we don't know what we don't know. And so we've been able to sit down. He started writing his business plan. We're starting to do some market research. And I think he's going to have an amazing opportunity to start his business soon.
Yeah, definitely. And so, we even have a daughter that's starting her own business too. So we raise them right from home too.
Yeah.
And so she's doing really well with getting her business launched. And so we're excited for her as well.
Yeah, she's starting a marketing business, and it's Co the brand. Check her out if you're looking for events and stuff. She's done a lot of events for really large companies. I mean, one of the largest companies she worked for was Bloomberg. So she did a lot of stuff with them.
At UOP as well. She started
she did.
Actually, she started as a Girl Scout. She was in Girl Scouts, and it's all those days of selling those cookies out in the cold and going camping. But I think she got a lot of her leadership skills learning from there, and she just blossomed from all the events she's done. Oh, and high school too. So
yeah, she's done a lot. And just, kind of talking about entrepreneurship, Great opportunity, to start something that you have a passion for and you desire to do. And sometimes you don't have to go full fledged and start this huge big business, but sometimes it starts off as a side hustle. And so a lot of times people say, well, man, I'm really good at making these little doodads or whatever it may be. Well, those doodads, you may be able to sell them and get a little extra money for a weekend or something like that.
Yeah.
I think I was an entrepreneur at about 8 years old. As we used to sell popsicles, those frozen icy pops, on the corner up in Oakland. My dad's like, you want some money? Here, go freeze these and go make you some money. So we're yelling at people, telling them, hey, we got popsicles for sale. So that's kind of how I got started.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yep.
So our guests will be coming up shortly. And remember, if you're watching, you want to play the Numbers Up game and you want to win some money at Amazon, stay tuned. Numbers Up game is right here. Check it out. The Numbers Up game. Pick a number between 1 and 50. The closest to the number without going over is the winner. And you will win a $10 Amazon gift card. Must be present to win. So you got to stay tuned and stay on and stay connected. Yes.
Definitely. Our last winner was Shelty. Oh, actually, it was Mary. And she gifted it to Shelty. Shelty, I hope you got your $10 gift card. I know you.
Yeah, it's all good. All right. So we'll be right back after this commercial break with our special guest.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed those commercials. I am so excited to have this guest speaker today. Eric, I want you to introduce him. Do it well.
Yeah. So this guy, man, I've known him for a long time. I mean, we were little kids. We went to church together, kind of grew up together from Oakland, California, and lived all around the country doing this thing, motivating people. Author, he's writing books, he's motivating, he's a motivational speaker. He's working on so many different projects. Great opportunity to bring him in for our guest to share some of his knowledge and what he's doing all over the country. Let's welcome Dwayne Hendrix. What's up, D?
Hey, what's up, E? How you doing, man?
All right, man. We're doing good, brother.
And this is you've known him forever, and this is the first time I got to meet him on this platform. So this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a long time. It's been a minute.
Yes, many years. Yes.
Yeah. So I know a few people out there. Somebody was saying, what Nina? She said, I remember that. I think she was talking about back in the day. We were selling popsicles.
Yeah.
What's up, James? How you doing, brother? Yeah, man. So tell us a little bit, man, about, I know you're Arthur. You wrote your book. I read it. Who are you? Right there. I don't know if you can see that, but we'll pop that up on the screen just a second. Who are you? See it, say it, seize it. I like it, man.
There you go.
I like it. So let's share a little bit about, growing up in Oakland, what that was like.
All right. Well, thanks again, Eric and Linda. Before I get into the question, I want to say thank you very much. I'm very humbled to be in your presence and to share your platform this evening. You know, we go, like you said, we go way back. It's so far back that I can't even remember. I probably was like 1 or 2 years old when we met there at Tabernacle there in East Oakland. But growing up there in Serenity Park and Brookfield, it was a very strong community. I remember your great grandmother, Mother Dangerfield, going to your grandma's house, Mother Williams,
Yeah.
and then having your mom, Miss Hawkins, being like a vacation Bible school instructor, and being real close, with my parents, so very community oriented, even though there were a lot of things happening around us, that weren't necessarily the best environment, but at the same time, I would call it the beautiful struggle, and in terms of just, what growing up, I kind of had an off again, on again affinity for writing. At Madison Middle School there in Oakland, I wrote in the local school paper on the sports. I had like a little sports article that I would write. And at one point, I actually thought about being a journalism major when I went to college. And I worked at Foot Locker at Eastmont Mall. And the one thing was I just wanted to get out. I just wanted to be able to go to college because I was the youngest in my family, and seeing guys like yourself go to college, and a few of our other, church members do some things. Not everybody went that way, but, you have to aspire to those folks that, that you see that are doing some positive things and trying to go in the right direction. So when I moved to Philly, that was my first move in 2000. On my commute from Jersey, I started reading a lot of books, and then during that time, I was single, wasn't married, didn't have any kids, so I started writing poetry, and then moved a few more times and kind of stopped writing. And I want to say in 2011, I was asked to speak to some inmates. And they were like, hey, kind of tell us about your story. How did you, we hear you're, from the inner city, like most of us, and how did you navigate those waters and make it out? And, had a nice little presentation. And from there, I came up with the affirmation creed that's in the book. And from there, I showed my boss. I was like, hey, I talked to this class, and and I've created this creed, and she encouraged me to get it copyrighted. With me, I didn't know anything about copywriting anything, and putting something in my name, memorializing it, and I got it copyrighted. And then I developed a program based on this affirmation creed. And then from there, I went ahead, got a manuscript wrote. And in 2017, I wrote the book. And in 2019, the book was published.
Wow, man. I mean, and that shows you right there, we grow up in a struggle, and some, and I've heard some people say, man, it's hard. How do you get out of here? How do you do it? It's definitely possible. I mean, you have to have a passion or a desire to do something. I used to talk to a lot of inmates myself, because I worked probation for a long time. And so you had to teach them that, there's some negative, there's some positive, but, how can we take, and I use this example a lot. I said, man, you selling dope, right? You out there, you selling, you hustling, right? Okay, you got the skills, right? You know how to market, you know the numbers. So let's just take the product and twist that thing up, right? And do something a little different. So I love this creed too, man. I know I'm getting pumped up and you probably like, but I read the book, right? And it just starts off and says, I am somebody. And I think we have to tell ourselves and gives ourselves those affirmations to remind us that we are somebody and that we have the potential to do anything in all things, right? And so, man, I mean, I love it.
I think that's important because we used to, in our computer classes, that was like what we started the icebreaker, like, who are you?
Right.
We had the same question that we would ask our students, like, who are you? And so I have a question. What inspired you to write Who Are You?
The book, obviously, some of the names and events and places have changed to protect the innocent. But but to be honest, a lot of these are stories that I've actually lived through, and I've always been encouraged, like, the things that happen to us are not necessarily for us, and to share with other people. And no matter how much success we have, there's always obstacles and roadblocks and different things that we have to go through. And the context of the book is, I talk about, are you having difficulty determining your purpose in life? Have you been devalued, underestimated, and overlooked? Has it been hard for you to forgive yourself and others for the things that have occurred in your past? And I think a lot of times how we see ourselves through other, and unfortunately it's through other people, we define ourselves based on what other people say about us and the circumstances that we've had went through and had to overcome. And so the book basically, and I think the core principles and the things that I would like people to take away is the importance of critical thinking skills, knowing your self-worth, the power of forgiveness, and much more. And critical thinking in this day and age is something of a lost art. And I'm thankful. Now some days there were times where I didn't like growing up in Oakland, but you learn critical thinking skills pretty quickly. And I've never played chess. I've always wanted to learn, but I understand the principle of also having, being 3 moves ahead. And you have to think ahead. You have to be strategic in your thinking, because otherwise you won't be able to navigate yourself to where you want to go. So and then of course, moving across the country, assimilating myself to various cultures and different things like that, learning, going to the East Coast, had never seen snow before, had never experienced the 4 seasons. People would say in my family that I was spoiled and I was the baby. So
the baby, man.
That kind of thing, and so just going there, not having no friends, no family, and having to navigate through all of that, really, really built my character from the core that I had there with the foundation there in Oakland. So,
I want to get more into about the book,
okay,
like your target readers and all that. But we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, let's talk more about the book. The book.
All right.
All the way up, turn it all the way up to the max. All the way up, turn it all the way up to the max. All the way up, turn it all the way up to the max. All the way up, turn it all the way up. Tell him the brother calm down, and fit a square with a round hole. Cause every time that I come around, I turn it as loud as it go. Sipping the rock, pink collide, or give me the lime. Ready or not, give me a sign if you want me to stop. Giving it to you a cappella, the music will drop. One at a time, singing a rhyme on the drop of a dime. It's got time to shine, baby. I'ma break it down until it's liquid. Turn up, stir it up, call it biscuit. Hold up, I'm turned to the max. So loud, I got a deaf mute in the back. I'm not gonna do what it does. The first time that you heard the names on the track. All the way up, turn it
Welcome back, everyone. We're here with Dwayne Hendrix, and I'm so excited to finally meet you after all these years, because Eric and I have been married for 28 years, and this is the first time. And
I got married too.
right, yeah.
Well, we've been married for 27 years. It'll be 27 years. But anyways, when you said Tabernacle, that's where we got married. Is that crazy?
Yeah.
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 The pole in the middle. We,
Oh,
like,
yes.
we had to like release our hands and then bring them back. It was funny, but yeah, we were at Tabernacle too. And so later on, in when we go to our next break, we'll start the numbers game. So for the listeners out there, don't forget to put in your numbers 1 through 50.
Put in your number.
Yes. So let's ask you, who is your target reader? What's
up, Sharon? I'm sorry, man. That's your sister, man. We go
Hey, big
back
sis. My target readers for the book are teenagers all the way through the elderly or seasoned people who are in the nice season of their life. I won't say elderly. But because it starts off with we're talking about critical thinking, and then I had these case studies where I talk about a young man who wanted to go to college and wanted to get away from where he grew up, but unfortunately his parents didn't have the funding to send him to school. And and one of the things that we all have to learn, that there are still possibilities even when something seems impossible. And one of the things that I had to do, for myself, was to go ahead, work additional semester at Foot Locker after I graduated from high school, because I really wanted to go to college out of state. And once I paid for that first semester, then my folks was able to, help invest in my vision, Wow. And, sometimes if you want somebody to invest in your vision, one, you have to invest in yourself.
Right.
So that was, and then there's some additional stories about brothers, forgiveness and different things like that, because obviously in everybody's life, there are things that people, find themselves holding people hostage, and they don't even know it because they haven't forgiven them for something that happened, 15, 20 years ago. And I've learned in my own life to release that person is also to release yourself, And I've had to go, to family members and friends and say, "Hey, man," or "Hey, lady, I release you. I forgive you, or please forgive me for hating on you or not forgiving you, and you not even know that I was holding a grudge on something."
Wow, that's good.
And then just working in the industry that I'm in, you see it all the time: broken families, generational curses. And I always say, if you want things to change in your family or in your life, you have to change your thinking, and you have to change yourself first. So, so I believe it's a book that pretty much anyone can follow. And just like this affirmation creed, again, it started in a prison setting, but we all struggle, with being frustrated. We need to seek clarity. Sometimes we're rejected. You have a dream. Someone says, "No, I don't believe in your dream. No, I'm not going to invest in you. No, I'm not going to hire you." Instead of, giving up, seek clarity, keep a cool head. We're in a COVID-19 pandemic. I mean, I think, I know I've had moments of depression during this last year.
Yes, good challenge.
And you got to stop feeling sorry for yourself and get a grip, and figure out what you're going to do next. Not giving up, continuing to press forward. And then, in this world we're living in now, community involvement and different things like that, social action, being a good civilian, acting in accordance with your rights, duties, and privileges as a citizen, and be a contributing member to your community,
That's and that's, I mean, you made a good point. And when you said not giving up, right, and staying focused, I feel like every show, every person that we have that talks about anything, they talk about not giving up, right? And you're a great example of that. Like, hey, I needed to do that extra to get that extra, right? It's almost like I heard someone say, if you want to get to the NFL, right, you got to do what they do. So when somebody's sleeping, you need to be working out, right? You gotta go that step beyond. you
Right.
know. And so, man, you doing it, man.
Yeah.
I'm proud, brother, to be
Thank
your
you.
friend and call you my brother.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and just going back to our original, question, when you talked about growing up in Oakland, I remember going to your grandmother's house for Sunday dinner sometimes,
Yeah.
and we've all had the elderly folks from the church or whatever, they say certain things, they sit you down, they want to talk to you, you rather go play and rather be doing something else. And now I think about some of those conversations that I had with some of those folks, and they're gone now, and I'm glad I didn't take those things for granted,
Yeah.
So those are the little seeds that I think that's kind of missing, and I think the platform that you guys have right now, what you guys are doing, we're in a digital world, and I think it's great that you guys are allowing folks like myself to come on and talk and open it up for us, and use things in a positive light, these type of platforms, so that way that sense of community isn't totally lost from what we had, when we were coming up.
Absolutely, man. Well, thanks, man. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to share people's story, and through your story, encourage others to have hope, and giving them opportunities to even reach out to people like you, like, hey, I can relate, and I'm in that situation right now. Is there a way to contact me or you, and then they send you an email, or contact you, and then you can share, and you build relationships, you build character. You may even be building a future or a generation by changing the lives of one person. So, yeah, that's good, man.
I really like the affirmations. I think affirmations are so important to speak it. And, my pastor always says, say what God says, don't say what, say what he says. And so to me, that's like affirmations too, because I always go back and say, well, God said, and I have to remind you said God that, and I have to remind myself, and affirmations is a good way to remind yourself of, who you are and who you want to be and what you want to do. And, you got to tell you sometimes you got to preach to yourself, right?
Right.
There's a song.
Well, I have a plaque in my office called Good Vibes Only. I know I've seen T-shirts and mugs and different things like that. And, I'm big on energy. And, people, they come in your office or you go or they come into the space and, people can either suck the life out of the energy in the room or they can uplift everybody. And, in some of the leadership training that I do, I have an acronym for vibes, and, good vibes stands for, creating an environment where staff or people are valued, are included, have a strong sense of belonging, and are encouraged in all situations, and when you create that type of atmosphere, people want to tap into, things that you're thinking about, you're doing. People feel like, their ideas are heard, even though you may not necessarily use them once the decision is made, but at least you've listened, actively listened to what they had to say or what their ideas are. Because there's nothing worse than being in an environment, whether it's family or a church or a business, and you don't feel like you're valued or you included.
Man, that's good. That's good. 5. You're going to have to send that to me, man. I didn't get it all, but
okay.
All right. Maybe we'll write it down when we come back.
Yes, definitely. You're going to have to say
it
again.
But it's all good. But yeah, we're going before we go to commercial break.
Yes, we're going to do the numbers game. Eric put it right up there for them to read. The numbers up game. Pick a number from 1 to 50. The closest number without going over is the winner.
Yes.
Of the number that I pick, and you can win a $10 gift card.
$10 gift card to Amazon. You just got to make sure you stay on the line until the end.
And must be present to win.
Must be present
we'll
to win.
See you right after the commercial.
All right, after the commercial. We're back, Eric and Linda live with Dwayne Hendrix, the author, the motivator, the creator, entrepreneur.
That's good.
Traveled all over the country. Number Up game is coming up. Make sure I'm seeing some numbers pop up in there. What's up, Vera? I see where your sister's at, man.
Oh.
Vera. I see her out there. She put her number in. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue our down this great road.
I have a question. What is your company called again? And before you go into vibes, but tell us what your company is and what you aspire to accomplish with your company.
Okay, so it's called A New Daylight. It comes from when I was in college, and I went to school in Arkansas for a little bit, and there was a basketball player named Ty Day, and he played at the University of Arkansas. So some of my roommates called me Day because they said I kind of looked like him. So I used that, and then in terms of just the motivational piece, when I talk about being persistent in your goals and starting fresh every day, affirming things. I always say every day is a new day, and the light will shine. Whether it's cloudy out there, raining, the sun will rise.
Yeah.
And the moniker on my website is preparing you to greet each day with an attitude of gratitude. And I do believe every day we should, no matter what we're going through. And I know I battle with this myself sometimes. But I do try to, affirm myself saying, hey, today is a new day. Yesterday was yesterday. And today is I had an elderly relative used to tell her sons, used to get into a lot of trouble there in Oakland. Every day you breathe, if you still breathe, and you have a chance to get it right. So, every day is a new day. And, and again, there's the light. So that's kind of the name, the reason behind the name. Now, our core values are diligence, valiance, and resilience. And I chose the DVR. Obviously, we're in the digital age. And, I know I miss my favorite shows on certain nights, and I record them on my DVR. And I use that to say, as a synonym, to say, look, we have to affirm ourselves, and we have to replay positive things in our lives and our minds and how we go about our business. So, I believe people should be persistent in their efforts to live out their purpose and exhibit courage when confronting challenges, and develop strategies to quickly recover from difficult seasons in life, because we all have a different level of resilience. And resilience is something, training that I like to be a part of in my agency. A few years back, had a new employee, hadn't even been to training yet, was a military veteran, had went missing from work for like 3 days. No one had said anything. And the guy had killed himself, had passed away, had shot himself. And the lack of concern from my colleagues and some folks that were responsible for making sure, we monitor where our staff are and different things like that. And to see that happen to someone, and that was a very devastating period in my career. That happened about 7 years ago. And I vowed that I would never, if I had anything to do with bringing positive energy, allowing people to express themselves, and if they're having issues, that they can have someone to talk to or some avenue to help themselves out in building those resilient principles within themselves, so that way they wouldn't end their life. I mean, this gentleman had 2 kids, 2 sons, and they had to, they're growing up, without a father. So different things like that have motivated me along the way to engage, people that I come in contact with, and to do better. So,
wow, that's good, man. I mean, the thing is, how do you cope and deal with it, right? And like you said, everybody has a different resilience, and a new day, light, right?
Yeah.
If you continue to kind of get that in your mind, it can help. I mean, I can see it. and you have it right here. I'm looking at the book. See it, say it, and then seize it.
Right.
And so we all have difficult times. I mean, I went through some storms myself. That's a whole nother show. But well, through the grace of God, man, given the opportunity, we here, man, to share, to help, to uplift others, right, and keep them encouraged through those most challenging times.
Right.
There's a scripture that what you said. It's let's see. Sorrow may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. So every morning you got to have joy in your heart, because if you woke up, you had breath.
Right.
Your lungs, you still have a chance, like you said. So joy cometh in the morning.
Well, and when I talk about purpose, and I'll kind of intertwine the story into your family, Eric. We grow up. I mean, sometimes we grow up and we aspire to be a thing. You talked about being an athlete, and I remember, and I see Aunt Juanita, I think, is on. I remember going to hang out at her house, and because me and Tyrone were. We're classmates, and we played football together, which I was not good at, by the way. and I remember Clarence, aka Poochie, he was good at football, and he was older, and I'm like, man, why can't I? I wasn't as big as the other kids, and I just didn't have that ability. And thankfully, I didn't. I said, hey, this is not going to be for me, so I need to find something that I'm good at. Yeah. And I say that to say, folks. We all need to be able to find, what we're here for, what our purpose is, what gifts that, God gave us to be able to share in life. And, some people are going to make more money. Some people are going to live in bigger houses or have this or have that. But it's nothing like the peace of being in the will of God and being in your purpose. And because on my best day, I can't be anybody else, on my, and no one can be, do what I do, so just stay in your lane, and find your purpose and go about doing the business that you were brought here to do. So,
amen.
That's good, man. That is really good.
I tell that a lot to Eric all the time. I'm like, Eric, stay in your lane.
That's a whole nother show.
Your lane is my lane.
Yeah, we be going in each other's lane quite a bit. But yeah. So how can someone get the book?
Well, you can go to my website, anewdaylight.com. There's a link there. And for those folks that are on now, if you don't have a copy, I have a few that I can give away. So if you want to reach me on the website, there's an email address at the bottom of the first on the home page. Oh, there it is. So if you just email me, I can send me your mailing address, and I will send you a copy.
Okay, the first what? How many? 3?
5. We'll go 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, y'all better get on it. I'll put the email in the chat for y'all. So you need to email them. Y'all better finish watching the show first.
Yes. Yes, and I'm going to read the book. Eric has it. I'm going to read it.
Thank you.
This is really good, man. Do you have any plans for any other books? I know you're doing a study to create a program.
Yes.
Any plans for another book or anything like that?
Yes. My next book is the early title is going to be called Good Vibes Only, Lessons Learned While Leading During a Global Pandemic.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but prior to me moving to Oregon, I had a whole lot going on at my last place of work at the outset of the outbreak. And definitely want to be able to share some of the things that I experienced in my personal life with my family, as well as at work. So
that's good.
All right.
So I'll be working on that.
Looks like Miss Juanita Simmons sent her email in the.
Okay.
Hey, you need to send him an email.
So, what was the acronym for vibes again before we head out?
Well, let me see here. Let me get back to my. All right, it's creating an environment where persons feel valued, are included, have a strong sense of belonging, and are encouraged in all situations.
That's good.
Because as a leader, what I found is that, you have to create boundaries with your staff, but they always should feel that, you're there for them, whether, someone's, they're sick or someone in their family have passed away, or, God forbid, there's some other type of tragedy in their life. You reach out to them and make them feel like they're worth something and they're valued and you care, because some of your best personnel may have a season where they're not performing so great, and you just don't throw people away because they've had some disciplinary problems or things are going on at home, because again, none of us know when we're going to have somebody to lift us up during a season. So I always say you pour into your people, and then the investment will to you triple fold.
Wow.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That is good.
So go out there, get that book. Who are you? Right? And you may have to ask yourself that. Who are you? If you can answer it. And I ask myself, who are you? Who are you?
God knows.
Yeah, that's good, man. Well, man, hey, we thank you, man, for just being a part of our show and sharing and uplifting. Keep doing a great job out there. You're doing some wonderful things, man. I want to let us know when that next book come out, so we can go out and get it, right? We can share it with the world.
Okay. And I will send you guys the program materials that go along with the book.
Oh, yeah.
And get your I like your feedback on that as well.
That would be great.
Great. Any last words you want to leave to the viewers?
Just stay positive, stay focused through this pandemic. You have all of the tools you need, the diligence, valiance, and resilience to get through. So just stay the course, take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and remember you are somebody and you can make a difference. But it starts with, visualizing, speaking it into existence, visualizing what you want to do, and taking the appropriate action to get you where you want to go.
Wow. That's it. Good.
That's
Dwayne Hendrix. All
you.
right, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
It was nice meeting you.
All right. Stay here, Linda.
Yeah,
all right, big bro.
Huh?
All right, big brother. Appreciate
all
it, man.
Right, brother. It's all good. It's all good. We're going to go to commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to do the numbers up game. So you make sure you get your numbers in the chat.
Yes.
1 through 50 right after this funny video.
Kids, they want so much nowadays, and they have so many expectations. And I think to myself, you ain't did nothing. I can't get you to wash a dish right. And kid gonna come up to me talking about, I want a phone. I want a smartphone. I say, shoot, I want a smart kid. I guess it's safe to say you don't always get what you want, do you? I'm good, y'all. I don't know. I don't care what nobody say. I've made it. I got a bunch of kids. They made it out my house, and I ain't went to jail yet. I'm gonna tell you right now, people got it mixed up when it comes to understanding what a good parent is. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to understand. I'm going to help y'all tonight get your whole life together, okay? Y'all say that with me. Whole life together. Because it's a misconceptions, it's a misunderstandings, and I'm going to dispel those things right now here today. Hallelujah. If your kids made it out of your house alive, you's a good parent. Get me wrong, I don't mean that metaphorically. I mean literally made it out your house alive. Because I don't know about you, but it's 16 times a day when I think about how to kill my kids. That's how I know that there is a God.
All right. We just wanted to share a little bit of that. That keep me going, right?
It
I
does.
mean, laugh is good for us,
Laughter is
right?
good for the soul.
Shell T's funny. We're going to bring her down and do a show. I know she's getting ready to be traveling nationwide, worldwide, actually. So we want to stay connected, watch for the show coming up. But we got the Numbers Up game.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up.
Sorry. Okay, here we go. All right.
All right.
Oh, here.
Numbers is coming. Numbers is coming. All right. Oh, there it is. I can't even see it with my glasses.
It's a good low numbers. It's I-16. The number
16.
is 16.
Man, there's a lot
Sweet
of numbers.
16.
Hold on, let's see. Let's go way up. I have to go back through the chat. And look, it looks like Vera went over. All right, Sharon went over. Kim went over. Oh my goodness. Let's go. 51, you're over the over. And 50. Wow. I don't think nobody won. Everybody's over. Let me just go back and double check. If you put a number in that is below 16, put it in again and I'll find you. But it doesn't look like it. Looks like we don't have a winner. So next week, $20 Amazon gift card.
Yes, it's happened to us a few times now.
Yeah. I think, maybe it can get up to $100. Maybe. Could be. All right. Yeah, that was good. Man. I really appreciate DeWayne for sharing. And it made me think about, who I am again, because sometimes we get so busy, we get, working and doing all kind of stuff. And it's like, who am I? Who are you? And so sometimes you really have to think about like who am I and who do I want to become? And start working on how to become all that you want to be. And so that was good.
I ask you that all the time. Like, who are you? Like, after 28 years, like, who are you?
Yeah, because sometimes I had the cowboy hat on. I come in here like, hey.
Maybe we should do that again.
Oh man. That's funny.
But yeah, we used to use that. We asked that question to our students who took our computer class. Like, who are you? It was an exercise, and some of the stuff that's in the book. It's like we used it on our kids back in the day. I mean, even before we read the book. I mean, it's confirmation that this stuff does work. Asking the questions and having affirmations. And telling yourself, I will make a difference.
I am somebody. It is very powerful. And one of the things that even as adults we have to do this, because sometimes when you ask yourself the questions, who am I or who are you, and sometimes you can't even answer it, and sometimes you don't even know how to answer it. And there's so many times where we've had a class and students are like, what do you mean? Who am I? What am I? And they can't answer it. And then we start to give them some affirmations and some tools that we see in them. And we're like, man, well, you say you're really good at math. So, you're a good numbers person. And then you start to build on some of those things. And, a lot of times by the end of one of our classes, our programs, these young people know who they are and they can roll it off their tongue like, yeah, I am somebody. I am smart. I am educated. I'm going to be somebody. And so that is powerful, and being able to speak that into your life and someone else's is really good. And so DeWayne is doing a great job in his book. I can't wait to see his program and what he's doing next. So
yeah. And so along with like, who are you? Like, I know who I am. But I also know whose I am. Yeah. So, I think that's important too. Like, I know who I belong to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Gosh, that was good.
Yep.
So what else we got going on? Oh, we wanted to share a little bit too coming up, and we're not sure exactly, but we're working on some great things. For those of you who are part of the WorkMind 209 community that are around in this area, we're working on some programs for entrepreneurs. We're working on an incubator program, so stay tuned. This is going to be a powerful thing right here in the Valley. Something that you see in San Francisco, you see over in Silicon Valley, you see in those places, but a lot of those startup companies and people, we have people right here, and so we're putting together an incubator program. Stay tuned. Make sure we'll keep you up to date when that's coming. In May, we'll be bringing back our roundtable, entrepreneur roundtable, where we, and depending on those COVID numbers, where we, bring in entrepreneurs and we talk about their different businesses and share and bring in ideas to help them grow and help them potentially get funding and scale. And so, yeah, there's some exciting things that's going on right now for us. I mean, and we're expanding. We're running out of space. Can you believe that? I mean, this is a blessing. I mean, the show, and we share these stories, not trying to brag on ourselves or what we're doing, but what God has given us, because he's given us WorkMind 209. When I retired and we were getting ready to do something totally different. And he says, I want you to be a place to help the people in the community. And we have a passion because we've been doing it for so long. And so WorkMind 209 was given to us and birthed by God. And then when COVID hit, we were like, let's shut this thing down because this is crazy. Everybody canceled. We don't have no members. And God said, what did I tell you? He said, I told you I'll provide a way. And so we had to go back and remind ourselves, like God said he's going to do it. So we just hung in and we started doing these shows to inspire, to encourage, to motivate all of you out there who listen and be a part. And we really appreciate you guys that are out there viewing our shows and, being part of our games and all that stuff. I mean, you guys are the show. We're not the show, right? Being part of it, all of our guests that come on. And so we just want to thank everybody out there who has been part of it and continue to support us and watch, what God is continuously doing in our lives.
Yes, we give him all the glory.
Yeah.
So remember that acronym, Vibe?
Yeah.
Do you remember what?
No, he's gonna email it to me because I can't. Hey, I'm a little older, man. I can remember all that stuff. I gotta write it down.
Yes, today was a good day. Today was a good day.
No doubt.
Justice was served today, so I just want to put it out there. It's the
yeah.
first day of a long way to go, though. We still got work to do.
Yeah.
But today
that
was
was
a
good. Yeah, that was good. Amen. All right, so stay tuned. Next week we got Alan Ramos is coming on the show. I know. He's an entertainer, man. This guy, he's danced, I don't know, all over the place, but he is awesome. He teaches young people how to dance. He uses his arts to really motivate and inspire people. And I mean, he's been in so many videos. I'm sure some of you guys have probably seen him out there. Check a look at it. Yeah, take a look at it, and he'll be coming up next week. Shelty's funny; she's always behind the scenes making some jokes. She's funny.
Yes.
So yeah, thanks everybody for being a part of the show. Anything else we have for Linda?
No. Have a great week. The rest of the week, make it be. I liked what he said. Get up. If you get up the next day,
It's a new day.
It's a new day. It's a new chance. And like I said, sorrow may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning.
It is coming in the morning. So even if you're having a kind of a not great day today, tomorrow's coming. And when you wake up and take that breath, you thank the Lord for it.
Yes. Although tomorrow's not promised.
It's not. That's why I said when you take that, man, that's something to praise him for right there.
Right.
We about to have church up in here. All right. Hey, thank you guys for being a part of our show. Really appreciate it. Thanks. Have a good night.
Have a good night.